In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on October 26, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 games after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Los Angeles Clippers versus Denver Nuggets. A highly anticipated matchup between 2 Western Conference rivals takes center stage as they both seek to secure their first victory of the season in the picturesque Mile High City. The Los Angeles Clippers will be on the road this Saturday afternoon, facing off against the Denver Nuggets. The Clippers come into this game following a closely contested 116-113 overtime defeat against the Phoenix Suns in their home opener on Wednesday night. Although they lost, they managed to cover the spread as 5-point underdogs. Meanwhile, the Nuggets suffered a disappointing 102-87 loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder at home on Thursday night, failing to cover the line as 2-point favorites in their season opener. Historically, the Nuggets have dominated the regular season series against the Clippers, holding a significant advantage with 108 wins to 85 losses. However, last season saw the team split their 4 meetings, with the Clippers emerging victorious in the last 2 matchups. This included a nail-biting 102-100 victory at home in their most recent encounter on April 4, 2024. Both teams had lackluster performances in their opening games, leaving much to be desired in terms of production. Notably, neither bench contributed significantly, which is a concern as the season progresses. The Clippers' depth, or lack thereof, is especially worrisome, given their reliance on a struggling James Harden for scoring. On the other hand, the Nuggets boast a veteran roster led by superstar Nikola Jokic, and one would expect their shooting performance to improve compared to what was displayed in their opening game. For Denver to rebound, key players such as Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, and Michael Porter Jr. need to elevate their game, a reasonable expectation as the season unfolds. It's hard to imagine that Jokic will allow another poor performance to happen again so soon. The Nuggets will have a prime opportunity to redeem themselves in front of their home crowd after a dismal showing in their opener, and they should feel confident about their chances. The Clippers, however, have notable shortcomings in their roster depth and experience. With Kawhi Leonard sidelined indefinitely and Harden's ability to maintain consistent high-level performances in question, Los Angeles may struggle in this matchup. Meanwhile, the Nuggets are currently in good health, making their mental fortitude crucial to their success. If they can shake off the disappointment of their season opener, they will be well positioned to dominate the Clippers. Jokic may have struggled to find his scoring rhythm last time, but his ability to deliver in crucial moments is well documented. Although the Clippers had a successful record of 3-1 both straight up and against the spread against the Nuggets last season, Denver did manage to win and cover in their only game played at home. The Denver Nuggets had an abysmal performance in their season opener, to the extent that Jokic openly criticized his team, pointing out their struggles with shooting. However, it's important not to overreact to just one game. The Nuggets remain a solid team despite their apparent lack of depth, and they certainly are not as poor as they appeared in their first outing. Winning in Denver is always a tough challenge for opponents, adding an extra layer of difficulty for the Los Angeles Clippers, who are still missing Kawhi. There are doubts about whether Harden can deliver consistently above average performances throughout the season. Given these circumstances, the Denver Nuggets to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. In their opening game, the Clippers managed to surpass the total points, combining with the Suns to score 229 points, thus exceeding the set line of 224.5 points. Throughout the previous season, the Clippers had an overall record of 44 wins, 36 losses, and 2 pushes when it came to the over-under. In terms of ball security, Los Angeles was relatively average, ranking 13th in the league with an average of 13.1 turnovers per game last season. They also placed 20th in the league for pace, averaging 97.2 possessions per game. The Nuggets had a similar trend last season, finishing with a 47-35 record in terms of the under, which was the second highest percentage in the league. Denver also ranked 5th in turnovers, averaging 12.6 turnovers per game, and they were noted for their slow pace, placing 27th in the league with an average of just 96.8 possessions per night. While we can expect the Nuggets to improve their shooting performance, they were so woeful on Thursday night that even a modest increase may not be enough to bring the total score to where it needs to be. It took an overtime period for the Clippers to score 113 points in their last game, underscoring their struggles. With a lack of depth on their roster and Harden's limitations as he ages, the Clippers may find it challenging to keep up. Last season, 3 out of the 4 games between these teams finished under the projected total, with none exceeding 219 points. Clearly, both teams are still figuring things out early in the season. The Clippers ranked 25th in the league in possessions per game, while the Nuggets were 28th, indicating that neither team is eager to push the pace and score quickly. Given the slower tempo of both teams, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Cleveland Cavaliers versus Washington Wizards. The Cleveland Cavaliers are set to visit Washington, D.C. this Saturday for an exciting matchup against the host team, the Wizards. This game marks the second outing for the Cavaliers in a back-to-back series, a challenging scenario as they embark on their first road trip of the new season. After finishing last year with an impressive 48 victories, the Cavaliers are determined to build on that success despite grappling with significant injuries to their key big men throughout the previous campaign. Meanwhile, the Wizards are looking to bounce back from a disappointing 2023 to 2024 season in which they managed only 15 wins. With a revamped roster that includes promising first-round pick Alex Sarr, they aim to turn their fortunes around. As the Cavaliers prepare for this game, they are still facing some injury setbacks, notably with Max Strus unable to participate. On the other side, the Wizards are dealing with the absence of Malcolm Brogdon and Saddiq Bey, which further complicates their lineup. Although it's still early in the season and the impact of a back-to-back is not fully realized yet, the Cavaliers should have the advantage of fresh legs, allowing them to set and control the tempo throughout the game on Saturday evening. The Wizards have made some strides in rebounding strength, particularly with Jonas Valanciunas anchoring the center position. However, when Evan Mobley is matched up against rookie Sarr, the Cavaliers should still hold the upper hand. In the backcourt, the Cavaliers boast a clear advantage, featuring a formidable duo of Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, while the Wizards rely on Jordan Poole and rookie Bilal Coulibaly. Poole, who tends to prioritize scoring over playmaking, contrasts sharply with Garland and Mitchell, both of whom excel at distributing the ball and finding scoring opportunities. Given that the Cavaliers are stronger in both rebounding and backcourt dynamics, they are likely to disrupt the Wizards' offense, which thrives on pushing the pace. On Friday night, the Cavaliers will face off against the Detroit Pistons before heading into this crucial game against the Wizards, marking their second consecutive contest. Their season opener was a dominant performance against the Toronto Raptors, where they secured a staggering 30-point victory. In that impressive win, Evan Mobley led the team with 25 points in just 27 minutes, while Mitchell contributed as the second highest scorer. Both players are expected to deliver another strong showing against a Wizards squad that ranked 28th in defensive efficiency last season. With a young and inexperienced starting lineup, the Wizards might struggle to maintain defensive integrity, particularly against a Cavaliers team that aspires to secure a top 4 finish in the Eastern Conference. The Cavaliers have started this season on a high note, establishing themselves as formidable contenders and entering the matchup as significant favorites against the Wizards, who are coming off a heavy loss in their last game. Despite Jordan Poole's standout performance for Washington, it was insufficient to keep the team competitive, and it appears that a similar outcome is likely in this matchup as well. Currently, the Washington Wizards do not present themselves as a serious threat in the basketball landscape, particularly due to their consistent lack of defensive effort. The Cavaliers have dominated the recent series against the Wizards, winning 9 of their last 10 encounters, with 8 of those victories being by a margin of 8 points or more. Clearly, the Cavaliers are the superior team, demonstrating strong performance thus far, while the Wizards are struggling significantly, to put it kindly. While the spread may appear steep given that the Cavaliers are playing their second game in a back-to-back scenario, the evidence strongly suggests that laying the points is the prudent choice. Thus, the Cleveland Cavaliers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. In the previous season, the Wizards found themselves near the bottom of the league in terms of three-point shooting percentage. Both Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma frequently attempt shots, but they do so at a less than optimal rate. Nevertheless, they will continue to launch three-pointers, as this strategy gives Washington their best chance to compete in games. Last season, they led the league in pace of play, but with their youthful roster, they unfortunately finished last in defensive rating. This sets the stage for Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley to once again assert dominance in the front court. While the Cavaliers prefer to play at a slower pace, they also have the ability to score dynamically, as evidenced by their season opener in which they tallied an impressive 136 points against the Raptors. Notably, this scoring feat occurred without either Garland or Mitchell having breakout performances. Last season, the Wizards ranked last in the league for points allowed per game and field goal defense, indicating that the Cavaliers can expect minimal resistance as they aggressively attack the glass. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Boston Celtics versus Detroit Pistons. The world champion Boston Celtics are set to play their second consecutive road game on Saturday night as they make their way to Detroit to face off against the Pistons. The Celtics are on a mission to become the first team since the 2017 to 2018 Golden State Warriors to win back-to-back championships. Meanwhile, the Pistons, under the leadership of new head coach JB Bickerstaff, are looking to harness the potential of one of the league's youngest rosters as they strive for a gradual yet steady resurgence back into the spotlight of NBA competitiveness. Despite their championship aspirations, the Celtics are still dealing with some injuries, as Kristaps Porzingis and Sam Hauser will both be unavailable for this matchup. On the other hand, the Pistons will also be missing the talented Ausar Thompson. However, the opening two games of the season have demonstrated that the Boston Celtics are not experiencing any sort of championship hangover. They have impressively defeated the New York Knicks and the Washington Wizards by margins of 23 and 20 points, respectively. Jason Tatum is showing he means serious business this season, as he is currently averaging an impressive 31 points per game while shooting over 60% from the field and 50% from three-point range. As the Celtics enter this game, they are on a remarkable 9-game winning streak against the Pistons in their head-to-head matchups, having won all 3 games last season by an average of 11 points. The start of the Pistons season has been sluggish yet again, which was somewhat anticipated given their early matchups against teams like the Indiana Pacers and the Cleveland Cavaliers, both of whom are considered to be a step above them in terms of talent. The Pistons managed to put up a fight in their home game against Indiana but ultimately fell short, losing by just 6 points after a lackluster performance in the fourth quarter. Cade Cunningham has been a standout performer for Detroit, averaging 28 points and 8 assists per game in the first 2 outings of the season. New head coach JB Bickerstaff has already made a noticeable impact as the team has improved their defensive play, rising from 26th to 12th in the league in opponent points per game during the opening week of the new season. Currently, the Celtics are riding high as the hottest team in the league, while the Pistons are still grappling with the struggles that plagued them last season, despite having a relatively healthy roster. Given the Celtics' dominant performance and their reputation as heavy favorites in this matchup, it is difficult to foresee anything other than a significant victory for them. Although I might have considered leaning toward the Pistons if they weren't facing the challenge of playing their second game in as many nights, the facts point to a likely dominance from the Celtics. They are going up against a Pistons team that is not yet on their level, and fatigue could certainly play a role in this game. Last season, the Celtics swept all 3 encounters against the Pistons, and a significant factor in those victories was the Celtics' considerable advantage on the wings. The duo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown excelled in those matchups, while the Pistons did not make substantial moves during the offseason to bolster their wing defense. Boston finished 4th in the league in scoring last year and ranked 2nd in three-point shooting, which poses a considerable threat to a Pistons perimeter defense that was rated 20th in defending the three-point shot last season. The Celtics' backcourt defenders, Jrue Holiday and Derek White, are more than capable of neutralizing Detroit's most dynamic players, Cade Cunningham and fellow guard Jaden Ivey. While the Celtics will undoubtedly face tough challenges throughout the season, they can expect every team to give their best effort against them. On the flip side, the Detroit Pistons are in the process of figuring out their identity as a team. But it's hard to overlook the fact that the Celtics arguably have the best 4 players in this matchup, if not 4 of the top 5 players overall. The Celtics should have the ability to play more effectively on the defensive end against an offensive team like Detroit, and this matchup presents a prime opportunity for them to exploit their advantages. Tobias Harris will struggle to contain Jason Tatum, and the Celtics' ability to knock down down three-pointers at an impressive rate only adds to their offensive firepower. Despite a 0-2 start to the season, the Detroit Pistons have shown competitiveness. However, it's challenging to rally behind them in this particular matchup. The Celtics have been outstanding on both sides of the court in their first two games, and they also enjoy the advantage of having more rest compared to the Pistons, who played just last night. This scenario does not bode well for the Pistons, as the scheduling is not ideal for them. Given everything the Celtics have demonstrated early in the season, I am not inclined to go against them in this matchup. Therefore, the Boston Celtics to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. While the Celtics are known for having one of the most explosive offenses in the NBA, their defensive prowess often goes unnoticed. Last season, the Celtics ranked third in the league for scoring defense and also held the same position in field goal defense. These impressive statistics can easily stifle a young and inconsistent team like the Pistons, who struggled significantly last season, ranking 25th in the NBA for scoring and also placing 25th in three-point shooting. Although the Pistons prefer to play at a fast pace, the Celtics' ability to control the boards will likely hinder Detroit's opportunities to run in transition. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.